5 minutes of voting left. Today we're joined by Purdue political science professor Jay McCann for some insight on the 2023 elections. Jay, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, good seeing you, Jay.
We heard from a voter and the county clerk about the school funding referendum, and I would think that to the extent that there's voter turnout today, that drives a lot of it, yeah?
Yeah, well, the schools are obviously very important in the community. Yeah, there's much discussion, and you could hear that even in the campaigns. So everybody's talking about schools.
As you take a look at the ballot countywide, what would you anticipate in terms of turnout and what might be driving that?
Yeah, well, turnout in these municipal elections tends to be low.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 years ago it was 12%.
Oh.
Okay, that compares to in 2020 it was 61%.
Okay.
Okay, so
yeah.
big difference.
Those presidential years are...
Presidential, and then last year it was about 32%.
Julie
countywide.
Roush indicated that about 30%, they had about 30% turnout for that school referendum in West Lafayette. You were talking before we got underway with the newscast today about this concept of all politics being local. And I think you've got an interesting take on that, at least here.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so some of your viewers may remember Tip O'Neill, okay, just a real institution in Congress, served as Speaker of the House. He was, well, I mean, in contrast to the current U.S. House of Representatives, he was just this paragon of political stability. And he had this adage, all politics is local. And a lot of research these days in political science says that that's no longer true, that politics is just more and more nationalized. So everywhere we look, there's a lot of polarization and partisanship. And one thing that struck me over the last few weeks in these local elections is that old saying still holds here. You know, politics really is local.
Why do you think that is, at least here?
Well, there are some big issues that we can all agree are really important. Housing is really a big issue that regardless, Democrats, Republicans, you can't not talk about that, right? Huge issue. Natural resources, the water plans through the LEAP project and so on, huge, okay? Lots of discussion about that. So yeah, and we really haven't been affected in these municipal races by a lot of the national kind of dialogue that we're seeing, you know, in other parts of the country.
The tribalism. Okay,
Right,
Jay
right,
McCann,
right.
Purdue political science professor. You'll be joining us at 6 after the polls
that's right.
close, so
Yeah.
maybe we can get into some of the
Okay.
races at that time. Good to
You
see
bet.
you, Jay.